All right, Ramon, it's 15-game card from Ramon here on our Major League Baseball right now, which we do here on Tuesdays on a game day picks with no morning steam. Ramon wanted to get this plays out here. We are obliged here on game day picks, a complete rundown on all the pro sports for today's action. So let's get started here with baseball. We got the first game up on the board here, Angels and the Orioles going head-to-head here in this one with Sislef on the mound here for the Angels against Kremer here for Baltimore.
Yeah, so we're seeing Chase Silseth here for the Angels in this one. I mean, we saw him plenty last year, certainly a handful of starts. Angels just a little bit of maneuvering here currently given their situation. He had 7 starts last year, an ERA over 6.5, but this is his first start of this season. Angels a little bit of struggles right now. They did come through, but they still have lost 6 of their last 9 games. The Orioles have been a little bit hotter despite the result. Kremer, 4-1 record, ERA just over 3 in his last 5 starts. The Orioles are 5-3 in his starts. Orioles have gone under 2-5-1 in their last 8 games. I'm going to look to go under tonight in this one. I'm kind of bucking the trend, Tony. Yesterday was a big day for the runs, almost one-sided, though, if you will. So I think some of the games are just getting out of hand. And, you throw in some of the back end of the bullpens. I've kind of pointed it all year, even though the unders have come back, Tony, and overs are just barely ticking to over 50% right now. But it was kind of funny how we're still getting these double-digit run production out there by some of these teams. I still think it's a bit unprecedented. We just saw a lot of teams on the short end last night not scoring many runs here. I like Dean Kremer. I like his metrics. I'm going to go under in this one, Tony, with Silseth and Kremer.
Ramon says under total here, 10 of this big number here with the Angels and Orioles. Let's continue. Yeah, big number there. Let's continue on here on game day picks with Ramon's rundown. And we'll get to the next game here for you right now as get to the next data here. Let's hit it and get to the next game here with Nationals and Marlins going head-to-head here with Josiah Gray, who's formerly last year this year. He's got his ERA under 3 this year against Jesus Luzardo. 2 pitchers that had trouble beginning to their careers, but it seemed to be getting it together now with Marlins favored minus 158, total 7.5.
Right, and Josiah Gray was a guy that we were expecting, things from, and it's just taken a while. Hopefully there's good signs for him because Washington, this kind of help. He's got a 2.25 ERA in his last 4 starts, and the Nationals have went 3-1 in those 4. And also, he's gone 2-6 to the under so far this season. Now the Nationals, they've kind of squared things away a little bit. They're won 9 out of their last 15 games. They have an above 500 record on the road, so I do like that. They've actually had some pretty good pitching on the road. The offense really hasn't been as strong as you would like, of course, home and away, but particularly on the road. But for Luzardo, 3.5 ERA in his last 3 starts. The Marlins have won 6 of his 8 starts. Miami in a little bit of a funk right now. They've won just 4 out of their last 12 games and lost 5 of their last 6 at home. Luzardo, is he the stopper on this team? I think he has to be. Now, he struggled against Washington, but we know that it's a little bit of a different Luzardo now. In 4 career starts, he's got a 7.5 ERA and an 0-2 record. I'm going to think this one is ticked down there, I believe, 7.5. I'm going to look to go over in this one with Gray and Luzardo, despite these bottom 5 offenses, certainly.
All right, Ramon says go over a total of 7.5 here, Nationals and Marlins. Let's continue with the rundown here, Major League Baseball. Ramon, next game up, we've got Pirates and the Tigers. Pirates have some struggles here. Maybe the schedule is a little easier here, but these Tigers can be pesky. Luis Ortiz on the mound for Pittsburgh. Michael Lorenzen, well-traveled for Detroit.
Yeah, Ortiz making his second start. He threw 5 innings in his first start. He didn't win last year in 4 starts, so we'll see what we get from Ortiz here. They lost that game, of course. That first game with him, the Pirates, yeah, the things have kind of gone the other way now. They've lost 11 of 13. They almost have erased a great start to a certain extent with this downturn currently. Detroit, they're the other two. They're going the other way now. All of a sudden, hats off to Detroit, having won 8 of their last 12 games. We're seeing under in 4 out of the last 5 games for Detroit. Pittsburgh's gone under in 4 of their last 6. I see the 8.5 there. I know it's ticked down from 9. The steam came in on the 9, and I'm going to forget all about yesterday's 9-3-1 or whatever it was, 9-2-1 to the over league wide. We're going to take an under here with the Bucks and the Tigers.
All right, Ramon says go under here, Pirates and the Tigers. Get a little bit of more warmer weather now across the nation, out here on the West Coast as well. Let's continue on here on the show. Our game day picks with Ramon's rundown. Every pick on the board here from Major League Baseball. We covered the NBA already, so you want the NBA pick, we'll finish this segment and reverse back to the beginning of the show. We got the NBA pick for you there. Let's continue on. Yankees and the Blue Jays. Been a pretty good series here. We've got the Blue Jays favorite here, -171, looking like the Blue Jays here in this one. We'll go with Gausman against Ramon here for the Yankees. Yankees big dogs, total of 8.
Yeah, warming up, Tony. It's 93 here in the future home of the Las Vegas A's. We saw that deal come through. I told you it would. There were naysayers or doubters, and I think that was just a little backroom talk or something to speed up the process here a little bit. So we'll get the A's here in town, here in Las Vegas. I would imagine they could play in that Aviators ballpark, try to get out of that Oakland situation, get some type of ruling from Major League Baseball so they can do that. It's a small stadium, but it's not like they're packing it in Oakland like they I was talking about with Mindy like they used to. Tony, was exciting back in some of those days there in Oakland. Hey, New York and Toronto here, Tony. Yeah, yesterday we saw I emphasized the word saw the Yankees and Judge with those home runs, right? We saw the video there and comments from the broadcasting crew, Judge peeking over to the dugout. Is he getting some type of signs there? To me, that's all fair game. I mean, as long as you're not using video. I mean, if you've got a guy tipping you off in the dugout, I mean, to me, that's the gamesmanship that we can appreciate, I think, in base, not any kind of electronic devices or a symbol. But when you got your guy on second base, you got something in the dugout, that's something you got to correct on your end. Anyways, Judge hits the 2 home runs. Yankees turn it around now. They're just a game back behind of Toronto right now in the standings, and it's all in the loss column. 2 games in the loss column. Domingo Germán, 2.37 ERA in his last 3 starts. He's gone under in 6 of his last 8 starts, but look at the Yankees. They're starting to produce those runs, Tony. They've won 7 last 10. They've gone over in 10 of their last 11 games. Toronto's gone over in 9 of their last 13 games. Now, Gausman's been good as well. You mentioned some of his numbers there, but right now 3.09 ERA in his last 4 starts. So I think he's doing pretty well here, but I like the bats. I've got 2 offenses that now maybe appear to be clicking. I've got to take an over here in this one, especially down to 8. Sharps have, pushed it down, but I saw a lot of runs scored yesterday. I saw Judge hit 2 home runs. I'm going to have to take over 8 runs in this one, Tony.
Over 8 runs for Ramon here, Yankees and Blue Jays. Let's continue here on the rundown. Next game up here, we've got the Rays and the Mets heading over to New York. New York's been a kind of rough season here. Mets now under 520 and 22, 31-11 here. The record for the Tampa Bay Rays. Looks like the Rays will go with an opener as usual here, with the Mets favorite here, -149 with Verlander on the hill. Total sits at 9.
It's got to be all JV as far as giving the Mets the favoritism here, right? They've lost 15 of their last 21 games. It's spiraling. It's New York Post. It's big headlines. What's wrong with this team right now? So Verlander is so far 2.25 ERA in his 2 starts. The Mets have split those 2 games. Tampa Bay will have a bullpen game, of course. They know how to do that. Right now, they still 12-8 on the road for Tampa. They know how to work this bullpen. I think they'll probably get into a low-scoring game with Verlander here, considering the Mets' offensive woes at this point. They've gone under in 4 of their last 6 games. Both of Verlander's starts have gone under. The Rays have gone over in 4 straight, including that last one. So for me, Tony, now that we're at 9, I like Verlander to be in form here. It looks like he's picked up right where he left off. He's a guy who comes back from injury very, very well. I mean, proven in his career. So all the steps that he takes have been pretty impressive. I like the under in this one at 9 runs.
All right, Ramon says go under 9 runs here with the Rays and the Mets. All right, we'll continue here on the rundown. Major League Baseball, every game on the board here from Ramon with a pick. If you missed the end, we have already got the NBA pick. If you missed the segment, finish this segment, then reverse back to the beginning of the show. You'll get the NBA pick there from Nuggets Lakers. Let's continue on here. Next game up, we have Mariners and the Red Sox going head to head here today here on a Tuesday with Luis Castillo, talented right-hander on the mound here for Seattle. Nick Pivetta going here for the Red Sox.
Yeah, I thought I had a decent pick there on the show yesterday with the under, but the Mariners just kept pounding away on them, Tony. Mindy and I gave out the Mariners on the show yesterday. Another strong day, by the way. We're on a 6-day winning streak with our morning steam picks. But anyways, Seattle here, Tony, on the road against Boston with Castillo. Hasn't been as Castillo-like of late with an ERA near 5 in his last 4 starts, Tony. That's very unlike him right now. They were able to, certainly bats going yesterday and took care of business. They've won 10 of the last 14 games. They have the number 1 bullpen ERA-wise in the majors. No matter how you look at it, they've got a very, very sharp bullpen, certainly. Now, Castillo has had 1 start in his career against Boston, and he pitched 6 shutout innings. But for me, Pivetta hasn't been great, obviously struggling here, 8.4 ERA in his last 4 starts. But Boston, those bats, they're hot right now too. I think Boston, despite yesterday's result, I think their offense is still clicking. I mean, they've gone over in 16 of their last 24 games. So I think whatever Seattle's able to do, maybe Castillo can get back on his game. But on the road here, I think Boston on the run line here. What do we got? Minus $1.20 I'm seeing here on the screen. I'll take Boston run line. Give me a 1.5 with Castillo not currently in his best form, I think.
Ron says run line here with the Red Sox. Lay the run and a half here at -1.
Take the run and a half.
Take the run. I'm sorry. Take the run and a half. Take the run. That's right. Take the run and a half at -118 here with the Red Sox here. Run line indeed here. I'll continue on here on with our Major League Baseball rundown with Ramon Scott. Next game up, we've got the Brewers and the Cardinals going head to head. That was one of the wild game yesterday. Wade Miley on the hill. 2 lefties. Wade Miley from Milwaukee. Jordan Montgomery here for the Cardinals. Cardinals big favorites here. -174, total 8.5.
Yeah, Wade Miley, 4 ERA in his last 5 starts. Right now, the Brewers maybe feel like they're not where they need to be, but Montgomery's been such a money burner here, Tony. Man, he's really got to this is not what they were expecting, certainly. I mean, especially right now, getting into the prime of his, career, having moved over now to the Cards. 5 ERA in his last 6 starts. He's got to turn it around now. He hasn't won any of those starts either. 2-6 the Cards are in his starts this season. The Cardinals, 7-13 at home. We've talked about some of their woes, but they have started to turn it around. They've won 7 of their last 8 games. Look, this is a great matchup and a great rivalry. I got 2 left-handers on the mound. I'm still going to go, despite what has happened here with Montgomery. I'm going to look to go under here, Tony, now that it's ticked up to 8.5. In this one. I'm going to take the under here in this matchup. I think Montgomery better have a good start. Definitely, I know that a lot of people are going to look to possibly fade him here today, but I really got to get it going against a team like the Brewers where the bats just maybe aren't quite there right now. I'm going to take under 8.5.
All right, Ramon says go under 8.5 here with the Brewers and the Cardinals. This is the rundown from Major League Baseball from Ramon. We do this every Tuesday. No morning steam on Tuesday. Back tomorrow, but Ramon will do a complete rundown on all professional sports. So you guys make sure you tune in, like, subscribe, set notifications, be live with us, get the plays in real time to get the best numbers. We're looking for that NBA pick. We did it to begin the show. Just wait for the segment to finish, then reverse back to the beginning of the show and get that pick between Nuggets and Lakers. Let's continue on here. Next up, Braves and the Rangers. Looks like Jared Schuster in here, a lefty here for Atlanta, taking on Dane Dunning, pushing back Dunning here, and just to give extra days of rest here in this one. Rangers minus 107, total of 10.
Dunning's been sharp in his 2 starts. Tony, 1.64 earned run average here going up against Jared Schuster, who gets the recall here. He has been up there already this season, sent back down, and now gets his 3rd start of the season. He is 0-1 with an 8.31 ERA thus far, so Braves may be in a little bit of a bind as far as the starting pitching is concerned. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. We know they're the best road team right now. I think they've even surpassed Tampa, 16-6 record here for the Braves on the road. For Texas, though, they're playing pretty well. Have won 11 of their last 16. They're 12-7 at home. Their bats are looking pretty sharp. We've got definitely, in my mind, 2 pretty good offensive teams here. But I'm going to trust Dunning here, actually. He's been in good form when he's been in there. Rangers at home. What do we got? Just a slight favorite today. I'll take the Rangers here at minus $1.07 tonight against the Braves.
All right, Ramon says go Rangers minus 107 against the Braves. Dunning throughout his career has always been very good at home. It's the road performance that's pushed him into the bullpen, but his first 2 starts this year have been on the road, so we'll see. We may have more of a complete pitcher now. Again, one of these youngsters rounding into form now, Dunning from Texas. Let's continue here on the rundown. Next up, we got the Cubs and the Astros. This is your television game over on TBS. Justin Steele, they went for Justin Steele, and he'll be going up against Christian Javier. Astros minus 155, total 7.5.
Yeah, it seems like Christian Javier is starting to round into that same form that we saw last year, and maybe he's turning it up even a notch higher. I know he's had some mixed results so far, but he does have a 3.3 ERA in his last 5 starts, and the Astros have won 6 of his 8 starts. Steele off with great numbers as well, that 2.17 ERA. The Cubs have won 7 of his 8 starts, but the Cubs are cubbing a little bit. They're 8-16 in their last 24 games, and for Javier, the Astros, they've won 5 of 6. The thing about Javier, Tony, we know all about his metrics, but man, he's starting to get ground balls this year a little bit. And maybe he just had a rough start that have kept his numbers slightly inflated, but it looks to me like he's about ready to get into the same form, and he's one to look for right now as far as on the move. I mean, Steele's been awesome as well, so I'll look to go under in this one at 7.5. I think there were some 8s out there earlier, but I'm sure those kind of got bought up with this good pitching matchup here.
For the pitching matchup here, Ramon says Cubs, Astros, under total of 7.5 runs because our lines come from the sharpest book in the world. Do your shopping, get the best numbers, have multiple sportsbook accounts. That's the best advice anyone can give you. All right, let's continue on here on our show. Game day picks here today on Tuesdays. It's Ramon's rundown here from every game on the board from the professional sports. So we got NBA done earlier. So if you want that NBA pick, just finish this segment and at the end, reverse back to the beginning of the show for that NBA pick. Let's continue on here on our rundown. Next up here, Guardians and the White Sox. We've got Shane Bieber on the hill against Lance Lynn for the White Sox. The Guardians here, minus 118. They were sitting by the minus 120s for the afternoon, but now down to minus 118, total 8.5.
White Sox take a little action. Hey, shout out Fernando, Charles, and Mazizo in the chat. Appreciate you guys and everybody else joining us for the show today. Yeah, Guardians here with Bieber starting to get a little bit into form. He's not getting very good run support, Tony. He's a 1.71 ERA in his last 3 starts. Now, they did win 2 of those games, but unders in 7 of his 8 starts this season. So a little bit of lack of run support for Bieber thus far. The White Sox, man, just a 333 winning percentage. Something's been wrong with Lance Lynn. 7.62 ERA, and the White Sox are just 1-7 in those 8 starts. The White Sox have won just one of their last 5 games, and they're 7-12 at home. They've gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. The Guardians have gone under in 8 of their last 9 road games. Bieber's been a total under. Now, Lynn's been an over because he's been pretty bad, but I'll give him a chance here at home, especially at 8.5. I got to look under in this one, Tony, given these some of these trends here. Steam came in on the over. I'm getting a little bit of value, I think.
The under for Ramon here on this Guardians and White Sox game, under total 8.5 runs. Let's continue on here with our rundown. Joined by Ramon Scott. Next game up, we've got the Reds and the Rockies going off tonight. In this one, we got Williamson on the mound here for the Reds. The well-traveled and just recently waived Chase Anderson for Colorado. We've got Rockies minus 124. The total 12.5.
12.5, 14, 15, who knows? Tony, the way it's looking, right? I mean, it turns out to be, I guess, a bullpen game for the Reds here, and Chase Anderson gets his first start. Chase Anderson's been around the block a few times, around the league a few times, it seems like. So, last year he was with the Reds, remember, for a good part of the season. He had a near 6.5 ERA, so couldn't make it there. Rockies have won 10 of the last 14 games, Tony, and they're playing pretty well on the road. Now they're kind of straighten things up at home a little bit. They've gone under in 9 of their last 13 games, but for Cincinnati, I don't know that. I guess I'm just going to play the variance here and give them a chance to maybe win this game. I don't think one team is any better than the other. They have basically identical records. The Reds are 18-23, Colorado 18-24. I'll flip the coin, take the Reds here. Figure it's going to be a high-scoring game. I know I'm talking Colorado. I'll probably look to the over in this one. The steam came in on the over. It's opened as low as 11.5, juice to the over, and now we're looking at 12.5. Slightly juice to the under there, but maybe we'll be juice to the over by the time this one goes off. Not a great game unless you like runs.
Chase Anderson, last 3 seasons in the major leagues, ERAs in the mid-7s, and last year in the high 6s. So no wonder he got to try out with the Rays, and they just waived him recently. All right, let's continue on here.
The Rays, they couldn't do anything with him. Forget it.
Forget it, right? Didn't work out there. All right, next up here we go Diamondbacks and the Athletics here. And this one here, Tommy Henry, the lefty, going up against Kyle Mueller, the left-hander here for the Oakland Athletics. And as you expect, the Diamondbacks big favorites here. You are getting plus money on the run line for those of you who have just been fading the Athletics run line over. It's been a profitable proposition the last few weeks. We've got the D-backs minus 150, total of 9.
Yeah, Mueller in that. He's got a 10 ERA in his last 5 starts. So the A's have won just 4 of their last 20 right now and have a record of 4-19 at home. They need a new city. They need a new stadium. They'll get it. So for Henry, he's got a 4.37 ERA in his last 4 starts. Arizona did win 3 of those starts. Arizona now with a 4-game winning streak, and they're winning on the road. They're in second place. They're doing a great job. That's how you do it. Keeping pace with the Dodgers, just 3 or 4 games back of them, of those red-hot Dodgers right now. So great job. Arizona, another one of those teams. I don't know, those other teams, we see the Pirates kind of fading. Arizona looks like they could get some traction here, maybe. I like what they're doing right now, certainly here. So Mueller's been pretty bad, but he is at home. We're in Oakland. I'm going to end up taking the under in this one, Tony. I wish I see 9 over minus 117 there at the sharp book, but and I don't see. I see 9.5 at one major online book. I'm going to give out the under here. I'll grade it at 9 in this one, but I'll look to go under right now with these 2 ball clubs. Just Oakland, not impressive to me. Got a couple left-handers here. Steam came in on the over. but I'll take under.
All right, Ramon says under 9 here, Diamondbacks and Athletics. We'll continue here on the rundown here, Major League Baseball with Ramon, because we do this on Tuesday. No morning steam on Tuesday. Ramon has agreed to come on and give out a play on every game on the board here professionally here. We got the NBA pick already in. If you missed that, well, let's wait for the segment to end and reverse back to the beginning of the show. That's where you get the Nuggets and Lakers pick. Let's continue on. Next up, Royals and the Padres here. The Padres are big favorites. So this one, as you'd expect in this game. Seth Lugo on the hill against Brady Singer. Padres here, minus 191. The total sits 8.5.
Well, yeah, you'd expect it, but and they won yesterday. I get it, but you probably laughed at me, Tony, when you've seen the steam this week. Last couple of shows, because I'm all over these guys at this point. I mean, I'm the Padres correspondent. They won just 2 of their last 9 games. These guys are a joke, quite frankly, Tony. They've gone. How about this, Tony? I mean, they've gone under right now. A big time streak of unders at this point for the Padres. I want to say it's like 12 in a row at this point. They've gone under in 16 of their last 21 games because they can't hit. They got all this money in their back pockets. These. I don't want to almost use profanity there, Tony. These guys are just in a funk. Melvin's trying to move the lineup around. Okay, they got it done yesterday with a real good pitching effort in that ball game. Waka came through, kind of talked about that he might, and he's a durable guy. You got Lugo. He kind of fits a little bit of the same profile. He's given a great effort so far. 3.94 ERA in his last 3 starts. Padres have won 4 of his 7 games. He's gone under in 5 of his 7 starts. Padres aren't hitting enough. Royals have gone under in 7 of their last 10. 3 of last 4 Singer starts have gone under, despite the fact that he has a 7.23 ERA in those 4 starts. We're playing in San Diego, where I still believe it still is going to play to an under in that ballpark anyway. Singer, the numbers are bad, right? But they aren't. The Royals can't hit either. So let's go under in this one, Tony, at 8.5. There were some 9s earlier, and it got steamed down by the Sharps. And I'll tail it a little bit here. Royals just 2-10 their last 12 on the road.
There we go. Ramon here with under 8.5 here. Royals and Padres, big step down in class with the Padres playing the Royals. But then again, that's what that's happened after they faced the Dodgers. They sent to let down, but this was a little bit reversed. They got spanked by the Dodgers. They respond here against the Royals. And that's what I've said about the Padres a lot. They get up for the big series, and then when they face the teams, the lesser teams, they seem to play down to them and just have some really flat.
So it was a joke against. It was a joke against the Dodgers. The Padres have they can't compete with them right now. Again, there's just something wrong. Are they getting the reps? Are they taking the practice that they need? It looks that's what it looks like. I mean, you can't not think that there's some type of issue somewhere underlying, because the talent up and down the lineup is as good as any in the league. So there's just no excuse right now.
I wondered what was going to happen when Tatis came back in. Remember Tatis and Machado have had their issues in the past, and I was wondering what happens when he would mix back in with the team. We'll see how this rolls. Still a lot of baseball left to go. Let's continue on here on our rundown. Jumping Ramon Scott. And we got these Phillies and Giants tonight. Pretty good pitching matchup. Zach Wheeler against Alex Cobb. Cobb's an impressive ERA this season. Really gets those ground balls. Phillies favored here, minus 115, total 7.5.
Yeah, and one more. You talked about Manny. One more note on that. He did get hit in the hand yesterday pretty hard. I gave out the under. Certainly, I would think he is going to be extremely questionable for this game tonight. We shall see. He actually, I'll give him credit. He is a bit of a gamer and would play as long as there's no severe bruising there in that one. But he got hit really hard on the hand last night. Okay. Tony, yeah, in this one, the Phils and the Giants, you mentioned Cobb definitely has been pretty strong of late. His last 4 starts, an ERA under 1, won 3 of those 4 starts. The Giants have actually won 5 of his 8 starts this season. The Giants have been a little bit of a funk. We know that with losing 6 of their last 9 games here, but they're in a bit of a toss-up. The Phillies are a slight favorite here in this one with Wheeler, who has a 4 ERA over his last 5 starts. They did win 3 of those games. He's actually 3-1 in those 5 starts, getting some run support here. Phillies looking pretty decent. They are just 9-14 on the road, but they've won 5 of their last 7 games. So on the surface, these two teams would look to be an under given the trends, but I got a big 7.5 here. I'm going to end up with the over in this one, Tony. Over 7.5 runs tonight with these two clubs. But Cobb's looking good, no doubt about it. He's gone under in 5 straight, but Wheeler hasn't been quite what we're expecting. I'm going to look for it to tick over.
Yeah, Wheeler's ERA has been pretty high on the road, I think, for the mid-4s. Cobb, though, has gone deep last 2 starts, 7 2/3, and then 7 innings. So he's a pitcher who does gobble those innings. Going under 7.5 in this one. Let's continue on here on our rundown. We got to the final game here. It was a wild one last night in 12 innings. Dodgers and the Twins going head-to-head here tonight. We've got the Dodgers big favorites, minus 194, total of 8 on the mound tonight. Bailey Ober, who's looked good so far this season. And of course, Clayton Kershaw on the hill for the Dodgers.
Yeah, to make it clear, that last game I am over. I didn't catch if you had repeated it correctly or not, but I am saying go over with that one, even with Cobb's great numbers of late. Yeah, what a game last night between the Twins and the Dodgers. Hey, talk about, these two teams. Hey, maybe these two teams could find their way into the World Series. That would be an interesting matchup. I want to say what year was that? Anyways, for over 1.85 ERA in his 4 starts so far, so he's been pretty good. And Kershaw, man, he's until he gets any ailments, God, you just hope he can make it through a whole season. And also, Tony, he's going to be pitching with a heavy heart. His mom passed away on Saturday. He's going to be away from the team for a little bit here after this game. But just to goes to show you the type of competitor he is. I'm sure he'd want it no other way. And his mom certainly seen some talks about what she meant. So I expect that, the way he's informed Tony, like I said, until he gets ailments, because what happens with Kershaw, unfortunately, because of his delivery and every piece of motion that he had, you know how it is. I mean, nobody stretches out like Kershaw when he delivers, and if he gets a tinge in the back, anything that could just throw him off, that's when he goes south. But right now, he's in form, and I don't care about his age. I don't care about his career, the point of his career. Right now, when he's in form, he's terrific, and he'll have absolute motivation tonight in this game. Minnesota's a great team right now too, looking pretty good with their 23-19 record. The Dodgers are absolutely looking terrific. They're 16-6 at home, having won now 18 of their last 23 games. They're making a move not just on the teams in the West, but in the whole league right now. Robert's doing a great job. Kershaw, Dodgers 6-2 in Kershaw's starts, and he does have, Tony, you might remember when he went up against Minnesota last time, threw 7 no-hit innings against him. Not this season, but does have some success in one particular game where he had to come out of the game with a no-hitter. So ultimate motivation here for Clayton Kershaw. Feel really bad for him, but I know that we know that what we're going to get from him tonight. Minnesota's not going to back down. I mean, this is an important game for them too, taking on a great team like the Dodgers. I'm going to go under in this one. I mean, they're a $2 favorite for a reason. They maybe can get the run line, but Minnesota's so competitive, and we're totally in that game last night. We saw how crazy it was. Both teams picking up a run, I think, in the 10th inning, drawing it all the way out to the 12th inning. In that one. So I'm going to take the under in this one. It's now at an 8 there. It's going to be an awesome game tonight, no doubt. And this one, I know it's during the end of the basketball game, but all eyes on this one for sure.
That's right, Ramon here. Under 8 here with the Twins and the Dodgers. You got the rundown here from Ramon Scott to get it. Looking for Ramon's NBA pick. All you got to do is just reverse the video after our segment, and you'll get the NBA pick from Ramon here, Nuggets and Lakers, as we let off the show with that Nuggets-Lakers. All right, we got all 15 games in a pick from Ramon. A pick here from the NBA as well. So 16 picks from Ramon today on the show. And Ramon, let everybody know what you have going over at Tony'sPicks.com. Again, put up that impressive record for Ramon here for the year, 4,771 units of profit for 2023. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Go to Ramon's handicapper page, go down to pick history. You can see every play there. It's documented. All right, Ramon, we got a good card for Major League Baseball, 15 plus at NBA as well. What do you have going over at the site?
I appreciate it, Tony. That's actually a slump right there for me, but turning it around right now. We just came home just moments ago with a winner from the Italian Open, as we had Kudermetova over Zhang, and Kudermetova gets it done for us. We're also in action right now with Haddad Maia over Kalinina. They're in the second set. Haddad Maia took the first set, so she's winning as well. She's down a little bit in the second set. Actually, it's on serve, so even matchup there going in. We're trying to turn a profit today in the Italian Open. We're also in action right now. Just want to mention, in that Champions League game, we did give out as a premium pick the under in the Inter against AC Milan game. Current score 0-0 at halftime. Tonight in Major League Baseball, Tony, I got a 5-pack for you. Just gave out a bunch of totals, which that's I think is my specialty, and just gave out a bunch of totals there, but get a bunch of sides tonight with me. I think I got all sides. Maybe it's one total there. That 5-pack in the major leagues for just $30 over at Tony'sPicks.com. You see that NBA, that Major League Baseball Tuesday night 5-pack. Get my 5 top plays from the card tonight. Don't think there'll be anything to add to that. Definitely look at the lineups and give it the once over. Don't want to miss right now, and we got to make sure we get these right, and we got to make sure we got to get the winners to the subscribers tonight here in the major leagues. Leave no stone unturned. We need winners right now. So also there you see NBA Western Conference Final, my best bet tonight in the game between the Lakers and the Nuggets, game 1. So everyone's going to be focused in on that. You might have your own opinion. If you don't, come on over and join me for my best bet tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com. As always, our packages are profit guaranteed, must show a profit, or you'll get credits back to your Tony's account. When that happens, what you can do is you can come back with me on board the next day, or you can switch over to one of our other handicappers if you didn't like what went on. But that's the great thing about our pick credits at Tony'sPicks.com, so you'll always have a winning experience when you join the team over at Tony's Picks. So save 20% by using that promo code right there at the bottom of your screen. Tony T, one word, 5 letters, Tony T, 20% off all premium pick packages. Tony, looking at 6 plays tonight, and like I said, we've already been in action in the Italian Open. Looks like one winner for sure. Try to bring home another, and we're halfway home in this, but see what happens in the second half of the Champions League. I'm looking to right the ship just a little bit, sir, off of those big numbers that I had, but I'm never going to stop firing on Major League Baseball. Are you kidding me? I'll go down with the ship.
I know. Get over Scott over at Tony's Picks. Put those great numbers up for you. 4,771 units of profit for 2023. All documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Unit leader over at Tony's Picks for this season. Guys, get on board with Ramon. As we said today, as he mentioned, that best bet here from the NBA Western Conference Final Game 1 here. Profit guarantee here on that best bet. Also, Ramon in action with a 5-pack forwardly priced at $30. Major League Baseball, so get on board there with Ramon Scott. Now, instead of buying all these plays individually, may opt for the longer term pass. Ramon does have a monthly All Sports Pass. Get all those premium plays for 30 days. That includes all his MLB. It would be NBA playoffs as well. This will take you well through the end of the finals. Also NHL, the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, as well as they'll take you to the end of the Stanley Cup Finals as well with that 1-month All Sports Pass. And don't forget the peripheral sports. Ramon will be in action here with UFC on the weekends on the Saturday cards. Also, if there's Bellator, I may also get in action with Bellator. We'll see. But you're always going to get plays from Ramon on the UFC. Other action as well. Some tennis in there. You'll also get some soccer from Ramon and some of the big leagues now as we're dwindling down these NBA teams. So Ramon will start focusing in there on that. Maybe even some WNBA, as I see it's not too far away. Ramon did those NBA video series, so lots of action still. Even though it's the summer, Ramon is active in the peripheral sports. So guys, get on board with Ramon's 1 month all sports pass. We'll save you $66 off that 1 month pass right now when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, then you'll land right on Ramon's page. Go ahead and get signed up. I just did the math on the 30-day pass. That promo code is good on any of the packages Ramon sells, long-term, or 1 day. So go ahead there and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account for you that you control. You control those keystrokes over there. Tony's Picks Ramon, more content there. You also let people know a little bit about your service on that on the Twitter account, and of course, Morning Steam back tomorrow, and of course you moderate the Discord as well.
Yeah, join me over there on Twitter. Become one of my 82 followers. Man, we're growing that big time here.
Yeah.
That's 7 more than last week. Let's
Nice.
get 7 more this week. Join me over there if you want free picks. I mean, that's the key. Send a pick out every day over there from me, and also send out the link so you can get the premium pick plays. So why not subscribe if you're one of the 4%ers on Twitter, and head on over there to that platform. It's I heard it's growing. I heard it's new and hot platform that people are using, this Twitter. So anyways, follow me at Tony's Big Ramon. Tongue in cheek there. Get free plays from me and Mindy, and also Tony's. Follow Tony's if you aren't already. I mean, all of our videos come across there. I mean, if you're in a bind, and we have all the write-ups here too, but if you got your phone and you want to see the video, just make sure you have that Tony's Picks Twitter account. I mean, you can go through and find the video pick from Tony, from our morning steam picks and things like that. Really, just with a couple of flips, and you're on there. You need a quick preview, say right before the game. It's at your fingertips, so make sure you subscribe to that account as well. Also, here on the website today, I have our leaderboard video where I talk about all the hot handicappers here at Tony's Picks, and there are some hot cappers right now. Look at what Collins Brown did yesterday with his performance there. You see Nick, very solid over the last 7 days. Right there, wow, clicking in at over 67%, and last 30 days you see Ralph doing a great job there. And look, Josh Pope just comes in every day pretty much undefeated. So also want to mention, Tony, our morning steam picks there. You see 3-1 there. You see we're up there for the last 7 days and last 30 days. Mindy and I on the last 6 shows, basically that was all week, last week. We were in the profit all 6 days last week. So we are on a winning streak, and if you subscribe to the picks of the morning steam, yeah, you could watch the show, get all the picks for free, but we do offer the picks in case you don't want to watch the show, you don't have time, you're busy, but you still want those picks. You could subscribe to them. Just call it an administrative fee or something. But the one thing that we do is add plays on Tuesday when we don't have a show. So today, so far, Mindy and I believe we have 4 plays that we've agreed on through a little bit of texting back and forth. Just like the show, kind of, Tony. I looked at my plays that I have here and also the other plays that I have that weren't premiums, kind of like the way I do the show with Mindy. She goes through with her handicap, gives her play, and it's up to me to either agree or move on. And so we came up with 4 plays out of the plays today, and we are on a winning streak. So that's another option for you here at Tony'sPicks.com to pick up some winners from some consistency that we're putting together right now, a 6-day winning streak over on the Morning Steam team. So that's an account here at Tony's Picks. That was your great idea, sir. Way back many months ago to get those plays up there. And believe it or not, Tony, even though it's a free service with a free show, people still buy those picks.
Yeah, I said they would.
They're busy. You said they're. Not everyone has a time to watch a 1-hour plus show every day, or they're on vacation or whatever. So we do have that available as well. But check out that leaderboard video. It comes to you, my pick today. I already gave out my play on the side, so you can figure out what it is. But it's the Mariners and the Red Sox. I got the total for you if you check out the leaderboard video here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, or it's also embedded on the site. So I don't know, what else do I have, Tony? The Discord will be there too. Give out some plays in the Discord there. You see our crew kind of checking in right there. We give out some notes and things like that. And well, it's baseball season. It's getting a little lonely in the Discord a little bit. So right there at the top, if you're on YouTube, the link is right there at the top. It's like having your own personal sports betting consultant. I'm on call. I'm waiting for that noise to come in when someone does something in the Discord and tweets off, makes a little noise, and I go in there and see what's going on. So thank you to Gary, thank you to Jim, thank you to Scotch, thank you to Fernando, Mazizo, and everyone here joining us today. Tony, Nathan as well, and I think I missed one. Who was it? Charles. So hello to all of our friends. Many of these are familiar names to us from the morning show. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and everyone else who didn't have a chance to chime in. We know that this video gets several dozen hits, if not more, throughout, broken up through the day. So appreciate all of you guys watching us and supporting the channel. Tony's got a lot in store for you. It's the summer now, so we're really ramping up. We're making some big changes. The website's going to be kind of improved, if you will. Not improved, but more features for you guys. We build more into it, and by the time we get to football season, we'll be as big as any.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of website development going on. So Gary asked about what Ramon has. He has an NBA best bet up there right now, as well as a 5-pack from baseball. So that Ramon has right now going over on the site. So get on board. I'll have a best bet as well as 3-pack going today's, guys. So check out individual plays over there today over at Tony's Picks, guys. Of course, Ramon, as always, remember you can play a follow Ramon over at Tony's Picks, Ramon. All right, Ramon, as always, great having the show. See that success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right. Don't forget your pick, Tony.
I won't. I know.
The whole hour.
I know. I'm aware of that. That's my biggest fear, is I'm going to forget giving my pick after hearing yours. So here we go.
Is there anything left on the board? I just watched your video a few hours ago of all your. Is there anything left?
Oh well, no, I'm gonna give you my best, other than my premium, my next best one is coming up. All right, Ramon here on Game Day Picks. All right, let's continue.